Hi guys, how are you? Happy Monday, it's Mrs. Dudley. Man, we are getting close to the end of the school year. And I'm really encouraging you guys to keep working hard, especially on these Wonder Day projects. So today, Monday, May 4th, here's our target. I can create my final Wonder Day project. So you have worked on this all throughout remote learning. And if you're thinking like, uh-oh, should have been working some more, that's okay. You still have time to get this done. Today, you have 4 things I really want you to think about in order to meet this target. And when I say today, I mean you have kind of a week to get this done. So today is Monday. You have today to work on it. Tomorrow, there's no word parts, so that's a dedicated Wonder Day project time. Again, if you need time on Wednesday instead of Reading Plus, that's okay too. But whatever it is, we want you to have your project done so that next Monday, you can turn it in. So you do not need to turn it in this week. We have this week really for you to work on it. Definitely email us if you have any questions, Mrs. Decker, Mr. Yacobucci, myself. But next week, we will have directions about how you turn that in. Here's my dog, Lucy. She wants to be in the video. So today, use your plan. The plan was the document that was assigned last Monday. If you turned it in, we gave you feedback and returned it back to you, so you can check that out. Okay, if you haven't finished your plan yet, you're probably going to want to start with the plan. That'll help with your project. Make sure that you are putting information into your own words. On the plans, I noticed a lot of you guys doing copying and pasting, which is okay if it's for notes, but remember, if I want to look up a website to learn about something, I can do that. This project is a chance for you to teach me something in your own words. So you're using that information, you're synthesizing it, and you're sharing it in your own words. If you're gonna use an exact quote or something exactly from the text or website, that's okay, but make sure you cite your source. And of course you are gonna have that resources works cited page at the end. Finally today, and I'll show you this in a minute, we are gonna go over the final checklist. This shows you how the project is gonna be graded, and it shows you everything you need to know. So these, my friends, are the 4 main things we're going to think about today. Hi guys, it's Mrs. Dudley again. So I just went over the main target. That's here again. I wanted to also walk you through a few documents that I think will help you. Okay, so as a reminder, you're still independently reading 30 minutes a day, and you get to choose the book, whatever you want. Today, our main focus is on finishing the Wonder Day project. All right, so we talked about kind of the 4 main things. I want to remind you, this planning document should be really helpful for you. So if you didn't do this, you're gonna want to start with this from last Monday's assignment, okay? This has a place for you to have your question, all your sources, your notes. It really walks you through just cutting and pasting in from all of your other work that you've done. Now what you're really gonna do is have to think about, what is my project actually going to look like? So last week I had you think about a hook. Man, some of you guys have some really good hooks. In fact, I might ask a few kids to share some of theirs later this week. I asked you to think about a section 1, a section 2, and then an optional section 3 for your project. And then of course, some sort of conclusion. Okay, you guys get the choice to decide how your project is gonna look. If you don't know WeVideo, that's fine. You don't have to do a WeVideo. Maybe you want to try a podcast, maybe a slideshow, maybe a Prezi, maybe you just want to make an ebook. Whatever you want to do is fine, but choose something that you're going to enjoy, because this is what you will be working on this week. We did create a template for you. So if you're like, oh, Mrs. Dudley, I cannot even think about this. Oh, by the way, do you like my ears? Feel free to use this. So you'll just have to make your own copy of this, and you don't need to share it back with us yet, because we'll have a spot for you to turn it in next week. But you're welcome to use this template that we created and change it how you want, but at least it would give you a starting place, okay? If I go back to the Monday slide, so we talked about using the planning document, considering what your project is going to look like. There is another link on this slide to the optional template. But the final thing I really want you to take a look at this week is the grading criteria, the checklist. So it tells you right here, it's due Monday, May 11th. Again, next week, we will assign this to you, so it makes a copy for everyone. And then this will be where you'll put your name and link your project, but we'll talk about that next week, okay? But really think about what you need to have to be successful with this. So overall, in your final project, you need to make sure you have your Wonder Day question, your name, a sources page, some way of telling us where you got at least your information from at least 3 different places, okay? It could be 3 websites, that's okay. Also, overall, did you teach your readers about something? And is it clear that you put some effort into this? Okay, and then we'll give you a score here. Organization, and again, we're doing like satisfactory, like yes, you did mostly all these things, or no, you didn't. Organization, so whatever way you decide to share, podcast, slideshow, whatever, did you introduce your question in a way that made sense? Did you try to hook the reader in? Did you use different subheadings or separate sections so that we can tell kind of when we're moving from one part of info to the other? And does it make sense in the order that you're sharing it? And then finally, elaboration and explanation. Did you make sure to include varied or different kinds of information? So you need some facts, maybe some quotations, some examples, some definitions. We don't just want a list of facts for the whole project, right? Also, make sure you're giving your sources credit. This here is where we're really going to be looking at that other bullet point I talked about. Remember, you have to put information in your own words. You cannot just say, this website says this and copy the whole thing down. That's called plagiarism, right? You guys know that. You've got to do the thinking. Take the information, put it in your own words. That's why we do a lot of that writing to learn. So what is this information making you think about? Okay, and then really work hard to make it interesting and understandable. Imagine that you're the teacher reading 90 of these. What would make yours stand out from someone else's, okay? How could you do this? Well, you can refer back to earlier parts of your text. You can summarize background information. You can ask questions. Lots of different things you can do. This sheet, though, is what we will be using to give you kind of your feedback on your final Wonder Day research project. So, lots of things to think about this week. If you have questions, will you please reach out to Mrs. Decker, Mr. Iacobucci, or myself. Remember, you don't have an actual thing to click turn in on this week, but next Monday, it should be pretty easy. If you're ready to go next Monday, you're just going to be doing some copying and pasting of links and doing a few things to get it submitted. So really make sure you're using your time this week to get that Wonder Day project done. Tomorrow, I'll just show you right now for Tuesday, you have nothing new. You're just going to continue working on your Wonder Day project. Okay? All right, you guys, good luck with this. Please reach out. We are happy to have conversations with you on Microsoft Teams or over email or Google Meets. We want you to be successful with this, and I'm really excited to see what you come up with. Have a great week, my friends.